Content warning. Paradox Live includes themes of trauma, child abuse and neglect, violence, suicide, death, human experimentation, and gang activity. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey there, heads! It's been a while, and I hope you've all been well. Today we're going to be talking about Inmate. Yeah, it's read like Inmate, but it isn't the prison-themed group. If this is your first time watching, Inmate is one of 9 units in Paradox Live, a Japanese media project that centers around hip-hop. If you want to know more, check out my other videos, or the project's official YouTube channel. I always put links to the official sources and English fan translations in the description below. Inmate is a 3-man unit introduced at the start of Paradox Live Road to Legend. Their primary motive for taking part in the competition is to spread their message about the negative effects of phantom metal, and to ultimately put an end to the Phantom Live genre. The basis for this attitude can be found in the backgrounds of 2 of the members, who were human test subjects used by Outta Here. The leader of this unit is Kei Miyama, aka 7, voiced by the Utaite Amatsuki. Kei is considered a musical genius, and the tracks he creates are said to have healing or purifying properties. He was previously the well-liked leader of Visti, having been scouted to become an idol at 16, while in the midst of searching for his mysteriously missing brother. When he was finally able to reunite with his brother, Kei would go on to graduate from Visti, leaving the remaining members in a lurch. His younger brother Rokuta, aka 6, is voiced by Shoya Chiba. His name prior to being abducted by Outta Here was Minori, but due to the effects of the phantom metal on his memory, he's largely forgotten the life he led before. He's chosen to use the name Rokuta, which is derived from his assigned experiment number 6, or Roku in Japanese. These experiments granted him the ability to perform incredible feats of strength, but his metabolism is incredibly inefficient, to the point of him losing consciousness if not able to eat large amounts of food. Despite the hardships he's experienced, Rokuta is cheerful and friendly. In fact, he quickly befriends Shikiyando and Ryunatsume from the Cat's Whiskers, even though their units have a rocky first interaction. A fellow experiment and adopted big brother figure, Itsuki, aka 5, is voiced by Ryo Kitamura. His name is also derived from a reading of the kanji for 5, specifically Itsu, and not much is known about his life prior to his time at the Outta Here research facility. The experiments performed on him have sharpened his memory to the point that he is incapable of forgetting anything. This has obviously become a great burden, causing Itsuki to cut himself off emotionally to preserve his sanity. He and Rokuta got close while in the facility, and decided to live together when they were released following the events of the live album. When Outta Here was forced to publicly cease its research, the human test subjects were released and given government assistance to reintegrate into society. Around this time, a wandering Rokuta stopped at a piano left on the street and began to play it. Kei happened to be passing by and recognized the composition as one he had created as a duet to play with his brother. From this point forward, the 3 of them lived together as a family unit, though Rokuta doesn't fully recognize Kei, and instead considers Itsuki to be more of a brother figure. As previously stated, the goal of Inmate is to promote an anti-Phantom Live message. Due to the suffering caused by both the phantom metal itself and the researchers seeking the substance's greater potential, Kei has developed a staunchly negative view of everything related to it. Itsuki supports his stance and does what he can to make himself useful to Kei in the pursuit of shielding others from the harmful effects of phantom metal. The unit's music is very crisp, the electronic elements creating a smooth, clean backdrop for their message. Contrary to this mellow sound, the lyrics are urgent and discuss a need to start anew. While the music videos tend to be sterile and sci-fi inspired, their white visuals combined with messages of salvation and purification also give Inmate a holy vibe, and it's often remarked that Kei seems like he has a messiah complex. That's just to say, he can seem as though he considers himself a divine savior of the people for speaking out against the use of phantom metal. I personally think it's a combination of the saintly imagery used by Inmate and Kei's aloof and dreamy personality that sometimes fails to consider the needs of the real individuals in his life in the pursuit of the larger goal. That said, I definitely think that Jesus Christ is a funny concept. To this point, the group has been a cozy little family unit, with Kei at the helm. Itsuki is quick to assist Kei, particularly by seeing to the housekeeping tasks. Meanwhile, Rokuta has a childish demeanor, though he's less than a year younger than Itsuki, and so the other two tend to look after his well-being. In some respects, he does suffer the most from the results of the experiments done on him, having memory blackouts and moments of great physical vulnerability. His condition spurs on Kei and Itsuki, strengthening their resolve to change the Phantom Live scene. Admittedly, part of the reason it took me a while to finish this video is due to the fact that I feel extremely neutral towards Inmate and their music. They're fine, their music is fine, their aesthetic is fine. It's really just not my thing, so I feel bad not having much to say about them. I do want to comment that I think it's funny that Kei was the big draw for Visti when he was part of the idol unit, because his personality is not at all what one would expect of an idol. He's kind of aloof and generally comes across as indifferent to people around him who aren't his brother. From my perspective, Rokuta is the beating heart of this unit, and his endearing personality helps to give some feeling to a group that is two-thirds emotionally absent. Tune in next time for Goku Luck, the prison unit that leans into the rock rap genre. In the meantime, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, check out Paradox Live's official YouTube channel, or the English fan translators that I've linked below for more recent updates, because there are actually a lot of things coming out of the project pretty soon, the two biggest being a seasonal show with different groupings of characters based on the 4 seasons, and the Battle of Unity, which will be the project's 3rd arc. Hopefully, once I get done with Goku Luck, I can get to summarizing the Road to Legend drama tracks and catch up, now that I've been able to recharge after my burnout spell. That said, I'll catch you later, heads. Take care.